Show on CSR 97.4.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of The Geek Show. I'm Joe Lenton here with Alex Branson.
I'm Alex Branson, yes, I am.
And James Miller.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us. We're here till 7 here on CSR FM 97.4. First things first, if you want to get in touch with us today, go to facebook.com/geekshowcsr. Is that right, James? Yeah, I got it right. Woo! In case you missed the show last week, I had real trouble figuring out what our Facebook page was, even though I created it myself. Right, today we will be talking, of course, about the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi. We'll be talking about him for a little while, and then we'll be moving on to our big feature of the day, which is superhero licensed video games through the ages. Well, I say the ages, the sort of the last 20 years. James, tell me about some of the games you're going to be talking about.
Well, I'll be talking about a couple of my favourite superhero games, which are the Spider-Man games on PlayStation 1. I think they were on Nintendo 64 as well.
They did one. The first one came to N64, the second one didn't.
I remember on PlayStation 1.
I had it on PS1 as well. And Alex, what will you be talking about games-wise
I'm
today?
kind of focusing on the movie tie-ins this week. Two of my favourite games being Man of Steel and the Wolverine Origins game. Both terrible movies, both excellent games.
And we'll also be having a chat about Injustice.
That's right.
And me and James will be talking about the online games, DC Universe Online and Marvel Heroes. We'll also
play DC Universe as well. So
did you play? Okay, Alex will be talking about that as well. There we go. And we'll also be talking about some of the new games coming up, including Lego Marvel Superheroes, which I'm very, very excited for.
Who isn't? Yes.
And we'll be having a little competition about superhero soundtracks, which will be an audio-based competition, so you can't possibly cheat unless you know the information. So, with that in mind, let's do today's Play Us Out songs. My selection today is the theme song from one of my favourite TV series ever. It's the theme song to Chuck, and it's called Short Skirt, Long Jacket by Kate. This is what I like to call a head bobber, and for those of you who can't see what I'm doing, I'm sort of bobbing my head in the studio because I can't physically help myself. Na 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 na. Okay, so that's Short Skirt, Long Jacket. Alex?
I've chosen a piece of music from a Halo level. It's Halo 3, and it's one of my favourite levels. You get to drive a warthog around and shoot stuff, much like any level of Halo.
Oh, this makes me want to play Halo. Yeah, it's that sort of... that's a very iconic piece of music. Lovely. And James, what have you got for us today?
My choice this week is the theme from that great movie, Batman and Robin.
Oh.
You love to hate it.
No, I
just hate it.
It's the best film ever, just to watch and just laugh.
What is it with you and loving bad films?
Can you correct me? This is the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Eyes to see you. Goodness me. Anyway, that's today's Play Us Out songs.
I just remember the name of that piece of music. It's called One Final Effort.
One Final Effort. There we go.
That's my piece.
Right, so that's today's Play Us Out songs. If you want to vote for those, please go onto the Facebook page, Geek Show CSR, and vote for that. That will be up shortly. But now it's time for the Geek News. And today, sorry, just getting all my stuff together. Today we have obviously the big news about Doctor Who, but I'm actually not going to do that as part of the regular Geek News because I've got some slightly smaller articles to talk about. So the first one today, Warner Brothers are said to be seeking an actor in his mid-40s to play Batman in the upcoming movie Batman vs Superman. The sequel to this year's Man of Steel will definitively not feature Christian Bale in the role of the Dark Knight. Renowned comic book author Frank Miller will be advising director Zack Snyder on the newest iteration of the Caped Crusader, who's said to be more of a grizzled veteran who has been on the job for years. Actors Ryan Gosling and James Brolin are widely rumoured to be considered for the role. Do we think an older Batman is good for a movie? What do you think?
It's not Christian Bale, and therefore I don't think the Christian Bale Batman makes sense in the Superman universe.
No, it absolutely doesn't. No,
I've had people trying to convince me otherwise, and I just think they're wrong.
Yeah, I always picture, like, as long as he's, I don't know, I always picture Batman as just like massive.
Yeah.
And yeah, so older.
I'm just going to throw it out there. I think John Hamm from Mad Men would be the perfect Bruce Wayne. I would absolutely love to see John Hamm as Batman. I think he could do an amazing job. Moving on, a concept clip for a proposed Legend of Zelda movie has appeared online. The clip, originally produced in 2007, has only recently circulated online, despite being 6 years old. The short animation was produced by the Imagination Studios, who have previously developed CGI movies based on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Astro Boy, but failed to secure the rights to Zelda. To see the concept footage in its entirety, check out the Geek Show Facebook page. Guys, a Zelda movie, would this be a good thing? An animated Zelda movie or a live-action Zelda movie? What do we think?
I think it would be a good thing. I mean, there's been a few like fake trailers.
Yeah, there has. Yeah,
show.
IGN in particular did a wonderful April Fool's prank.
It's just a good, everyone loves the story. It's just a good story.
It's pure fantasy, isn't it? It's great.
Swords, shields, magic. Sounds perfect to me. So.
Moving on, Pacific Rim has been a huge hit in China with a $45 million debut, which is the highest opening for Warner Brothers in that country. This is a stronger debut than even The Dark Knight Rises, which only opened to 32 million. It also brings Pacific Rim's international earnings to $200 million. It's still unclear whether the film will turn a profit, however. With a production budget of over $200 million and a large marketing campaign, the film will have to impress in its final 3 markets, which interestingly are Spain, Brazil and Japan. Now, this movie is very heavily based on Japanese kaiju culture.
Yes.
So, surely the film's going to do well in Japan, right?
Yeah, but America and the UK and much of Europe now has kind of saturated itself in quite a lot of Japanese culture, so I think there's definitely a market for it, and as we all know, I really enjoyed that film.
You did. I've had a few messages from people who have said they've also really enjoyed it. One person even went to see it because of your recommendation.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Everyone go see it more and buy it when it comes out, because it's great, and I want another one.
I haven't seen it, but
maybe we'll watch it when it comes out on DVD.
I'm completely up for it. That
was this week's Geek News.
The Geek Show on CSR 97.4.
Okay, so yesterday's massive news, of course, was the introduction of Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor in the long-running British sci-fi series Doctor Who. I raced home from work to watch the next Doctor live on BBC One. I really didn't think Peter Capaldi was going to be announced as the new Doctor. In case you haven't heard the news, Peter Capaldi is a 55-year-old Scottish actor, best known as Malcolm Tucker, the Spin Doctor from The Thick of It and the movie In the Loop. He's also actually been in Doctor Who. He played Cecilius in The Fires of Pompeii, which is a David Tennant story, and he played John Frobisher in Torchwood Children of Earth, which I will never watch again because it was so sad.
I enjoyed it though.
It was great, but I don't think I could bear to watch it again. Right, so Peter Capaldi, Doctor number 12. What do we think about this? Do we like Peter Capaldi? What have we seen him in?
Everything I've seen him in, I think, was very good, but I'm not sure that he's always been a bit sweary, so I'm not sure.
He's been very sweary. Do you know what? I was looking for clips of things that I could sort of put him in on this show, and there was nothing that I could find from The Thick of It that it was worth it, that didn't also have several swear words in.
Jack Black he used to be quite sweary.
Oh God,
I'm pretty sure he got a Nickelodeon award, so
I'm sure he was getting Nickelodeon awards all the time, just sort of for School of Rock and not, Pick of Destiny and stuff like that.
I hope he got a Nickelodeon award for that.
Right, so Peter Capaldi, he is apparently a lifelong fan of Doctor Who. He even expressed interest in playing him before. I was initially a little dubious about it, right? And I'll explain why. When I saw David Tennant, and when I saw Christopher Eccleston, and when I saw Matt Smith, I didn't know anything about them as actors. I hadn't seen them. I think the only thing I'd seen David Tennant in was Harry Potter, and
he's in Harry Potter.
He's in The Goblet of Fire. He plays Barty Crouch Jr.
Oh yeah, of course he does.
And he was great in that, but like it's a 10-minute part, if that. I've seen enough of Peter Capaldi and other stuff that I thought maybe I'd find it really difficult to sort of dissociate and sort of have him just become the Doctor, because I think that's one of the interesting things about the show is that actors who play the Doctor become the Doctor.
They're quite unknown for the role.
Yeah.
So,
But quite a lot of people still don't know who Peter Capaldi is, unless
That's one
you're
of
a
the things-
fan of like obscure kind
Yeah.
of BBC comedies.
I've spent many hours thinking about this over the last sort of 24 hours, thinking about how I feel about this. I thought about another BBC comedy, Catherine Tate, the Catherine Tate Show,
Yeah, of course.
because Catherine Tate had her own sketch show. I didn't particularly enjoy that. I mean,
I thought it was alright. The Christmas specials are lovely. They're always heartwarming and a bit kind of dark.
I thought she was great as Donna Noble.
Yeah.
Do we agree? Can we
Yeah.
all agree on this?
I agree
she's my
wholeheartedly.
favourite.
And I remember when it was announced as a full-time companion, I thought, oh no. Oh, I know exactly what Doctor Who's going to be now. It's going to be screamy, shouty rubbish. And actually, it was great. And Donna is still my favourite companion of the new series.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've kind of had a bit of a change of heart overnight.
My opinion. Well, as some people know, I've kind of gone off Doctor Who a little bit.
Yeah.
Since the last series, I haven't seen the last 2 episodes of the last series. Matt Smith used to be my favourite Doctor.
What changed, James?
I don't know. I just don't know. I think he was too silly.
Okay.
But I remember when Matt Smith was announced as Doctor, everyone,
Yeah,
I
everyone
don't
was a
like
bit
him.
critical about him, yeah.
What? He looks weird. I don't know, whatever. But people warmed to him over the years, and people, they love him now.
Do we think Peter Capaldi's a surprise? Because I mean, he's the second oldest Doctor after William Hartnell, the very first Doctor,
Yeah.
who was also 55 when he was cast. I mean, is it a surprise to go from a 30-year-old bloke to fast forward 25
No.
years?
I was talking to Rob, our producer, earlier about this, and I think one of the things that started to annoy me about the Doctor is that he was kind of put out there as like a bit of a heartthrob,
Okay.
like a bit of eye candy. Whereas for some but Peter Capaldi, I've heard people say that he's, older women say that he's attractive. I was hoping for an older Doctor because I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I just don't like the trendiness sometimes. But as soon as I saw him, yeah. So as soon as I saw Peter Capaldi, is his name? Peter Capaldi, I don't know. There's just something in his face that looked kind of Doctor Who-ish. He looked like a Doctor to me. I could really see him in it.
Alex, you're brimming with
I haven't
excitement.
talked in a while. I, like James, kind of lost Doctor Who, but I think that what they might potentially be trying to do is represent the Doctor's external body based on his internal mind. So basically, recently he's been going through a lot more dark changes, and he's getting much more fatigued and much older as a character.
Right.
And I feel that they might be trying to represent that somehow by changing the actual age of the actor playing him. So instead of David Tennant, Matt Smith showing this world-weary
That's a very interesting point. Yeah, I haven't thought about it like that. That's actually quite interesting because externally, they have represented the internal of mindset of the Doctor as well. So yeah, that's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that links into sort of what's going to happen over the 50th and the Christmas special, because stuff's going to go down, guys.
I need to do a big old rewatch of stuff because I haven't watched it since maybe a year now. I've missed a year of Doctor.
How do we think this change will affect the show's dynamic between its two leads? Because previously it's been very much a sort of flirty thing, or sometimes it's been best mates. But how do we think a sort of a companion in her sort of late 20s will get on with a Doctor who's in his mid 50s?
Like a father-daughter relationship.
I think that's
It was
probably
already kind of like that, wasn't it? But it was like a weird kind of tensiony father and daughter relationship. It's a bit gross, really, at points. But
Dr. Freud would
Dr.
love it.
Freud.
I think that would work well on screen because, as far as I know, I mean, I haven't watched some of the older ones. Talking about the new ones, we haven't seen that kind of relationship yet. So
I mean, it's been a long time since we've had sort of a doctor sort of father figure, daughter figure companion. I mean, I think the last one sort of would have been the Seventh Doctor and Ace in sort of 1986 when the show was ending. and obviously going back to the very beginning of the series, the Doctor travelled with his granddaughter Susan. So that might be interesting. And also, I still trust Stephen Moffat. Like, ultimately, That's it.
That's what ruined it for me. It's Stephen Moffat.
Is it Stephen Moffat?
Yeah, thinking of it now. No. Well, he leaves, and it will get good again.
I think I'm a little bit sick of the whole Doctor Who romantic relationships. What with the whole kind of ending of the Rose Tyler saga of yes, I love you. It's a bit kind of
vehemently disagree with all of the sort of the lovey-dovey romance stuff on Doctor Who. I'm completely with you on that, and I don't want to sound like a spoil sport. I'm not against romance in any way. I love a good romance story. One of my favourite shows ever, which is Lost, had about 10 running soap opera threads. So I have no problem with romance. I just don't think it works in Doctor Who.
It's because there are too many, and he claims to be in so much love with each of them, and it's like, oh well.
And he's
like,
sort of every single girl falls in love with him, because of course she'd fall in love with him because he's the Doctor. He's cool.
I'd like to see a one-sided, like kind of like the father-daughter thing. So the daughter really looks up to him, and there's this kind of detachment where he's like, I don't really care. I'm the Doctor.
I don't mind him having like one-off kind of romance, like during an episode. You know, maybe I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to throw it out there. I have an idea for an episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor meets Leonardo da Vinci and has a bit of a man crush on him. That's just my idea for an episode of Doctor Who. Like, the Doctor becomes the companion to Da Vinci, which I would love to see. So, BBC, if you're interested, I will write that script for you.
Good. The Doctor becomes a companion.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
So I've been corrected, I believe, by Katie Blake, who says that the Doctor only really loved Rose and River song, and there's no actual highlighted romance subplots other than that. But there is an underlying kind of
sexual tension.
It's a good thing Kate Blake is not in the studio, so she can't see me pulling this face right now. I just pulled a face. I think non-existent Katie Blake.
I think that's why I liked Rory so much, because he took that element out of it.
Yeah.
But that started really well, that saga, with the whole I'm stealing her. Finally,
do we think this will affect the audience base? Because obviously over the last few years it's built up quite a big sort of girl fan base, what I like to call the Tumblr revolution. Do we think that sort of fan base will...
My mum, she can't stand some of the new Doctor Who. She thinks it's too fast, I don't know. So I think it will bring in some older viewers. So
I'm personally hoping it turns into a kind of a time travelling the thick of it.
That would be very interesting.
So suddenly they just cut the kids, and it's on at 10 o'clock at night. And
okay, well, if you've got any thoughts about the new Doctor and the show itself, by all means get in touch with us, facebook.com/geekshowcsr, like the page and then send us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. But right now it's time for a bit of music, so we'll see you in a few minutes.
Enjoy.
We're all having a bit of a dance in the studio. That was totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs with tapes and money. I was having a lot of fun listening to that. Right, let's move on to our main discussion of the day. Let's talk about superhero licensed video games. And the sun has just come out and it's blinding my co-presenters.
Well, it's not blinding me today. That's nice.
It usually happens to you, doesn't it?
I wear sunglasses in the studio.
Have you got them?
I have not.
Oh dear. You should probably bring those every week. Right, let's talk about superhero licensed video games. Now, James, we'll come to you first, because your first suggestion is the very first superhero video game I played. Yes. It's the one I have one of the fondest memories of playing, even though I went back and I played it this week, and it hasn't aged well. Let me tell you that. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
But James, talk to me a bit about Spider-Man.
Well, my friend, this was back in the day, I think, was Spider-Man film?
What, the Sam Raimi film? No, that was 2002. So
yeah.
Right, okay, so...
Oh, Miss Sam Raimi.
Well, I wasn't really into Spider-Man, but my friend Aaron, he had the game, so he lent it to me, and I played it, and I loved it. I don't know, it was just so fun. I think what I liked about it was just so laid back. There was no angst or depressing plots. It was very much in the vein of like proper superhero comic. It was just cheesy. It was really cheesy.
Did you play Spider-Man, Alex?
I did, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I think he might be my favourite superhero. But I loved the kind of the innocence of it, and Spider-Man was always very. He had this undertoning darkness, but was always cheerful and quick with the gags and the punching.
I like. He's kind of right away. He's just cracking jokes the whole way through the game.
Well, Spider Powers better make a joke.
Yeah, like he just from start to finish. It's just gag after gag after gag.
Yeah, it's such a light-hearted game. Like, you got the other Marvel heroes like Captain America, Daredevil, Black Cat. They all make an appearance. Well, a lot of them make an appearance. They're just. Well, I think at the end,
Human Torch is in it as well.
Human Torch.
That's cool.
The end of the game, they're just playing cards, just chatting. Basically, that's the end of the game.
Have you played the sort of the alternate history mode, which starts with Uatu the Watcher? I think it's Uatu. Correct me, nerds, if I'm wrong here. Uatu the Watcher starts the game by saying, "Something's desperately wrong, Spider-Man. This world is not quite right." And you play through the whole game again, but everything's slightly different, and there's different enemies, and the boss fights are slightly in different order. It's great. Like, I think that's one of the earliest instances of sort of like new game plus value that sort of is quite a big
Also,
part.
had the you had the different suits you could unlock in the game, like the symbiote suit, and
Yeah, there was all sorts of. I mean, that's a
different powers.
staple of every Spider-Man game. I think.
Unfortunately, I think Spider-Man tends to rely a little bit too heavily on the symbiote suit. Sometimes it's a bit like.
I would wholeheartedly agree there. I think sometimes it relies too much on this. I've never been a big fan of Venom or symbiote or anything
I
like
like
that.
the idea of Venom, and I'm especially a big fan of the other symbiotes like Venom and Carnage and Toxic. And
Let's address another game released in the same year, possibly the year before. Superman 64 on the Nintendo 64. Right, who's actually played Superman 64?
I have not.
James, have you played Superman 64?
I did briefly.
Did you
very briefly
throw it at the wall in disgust?
I thought, what's this rubbish? And I just didn't really give it a second thought, to be honest.
In case you don't know what we're on about, after this show is over, go onto YouTube and search for Superman 64 footage. It's one of the contenders for the worst game of all time, and that's absolutely not without reason. It's a terribly made game. It's buggy. It doesn't play right. It looks horrible.
I think if my memory serves me, one big thing was you fly through rings.
Yeah, you fly through rings. Yeah, that's
And it just goes on
That's a
forever.
major part of the game. Is you fly through about 100 rings, and that's a mission.
And down in the pre-owned kind of retro game store in Canterbury, it's in there for Nintendo 64, and it's quite expensive.
Yeah, it's probably
purely
like
because of the
nostalgia, the sort of the ironic nostalgia. Is it maybe?
Yeah.
Let's sort of advance a few years later. Superman Returns, which is another average Superman game.
Oh,
but
I don't
Alex,
think, I do
you
not
like
think it's
Superman
average.
Returns?
There has not been a good Superman film for a very long time, but that is a great game. Not because it's a well-designed game or because it works or it's not buggy or anything which you want from a game. The only reason it's good is because it genuinely makes you feel like Superman.
I agree with you on this. I've only ever had the demo. I know. Do you own the full version?
I own the full version.
Right, I've never owned the full version because I felt that I got everything that the game has to offer out of the demo, which is allows you to fly around Metropolis really, really fast, and then shoot your eye lasers, and then do your ice breath and everything
things
else,
around
blow things
and-
around, and lift cars up and throw them at robots.
Steal people and fly them across the city.
That's all you need from a Superman game, right? Like, surely just
It could have been a bit better designed. The combat could have been not sucky, and you could have had some actual storyline or a conclusion. It concludes with the conclusion of Superman Returns. Spoilers, with Lex Luthor going, "Aha! I've made an island of kryptonite. Game over." It's like, okay.
maybe it was setting up for Superman Returns 2 Electric Boogaloo. By the way, if you've got any games in mind that you can think of as some of your favourite superhero licensed video games, please do get in touch with us, facebook.com/CSR. No, Geek Show CSR. Oh, nearly had it then. And we'd love to hear from you. We'll talk about some of those in a little bit. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about DC Online and Marvel Heroes. And in theory, these are two great ideas for games, allowing you to play as superheroes online. Alex, I'm going to come to you first.
I kind of like DC Online. I played
Okay.
it for a little bit on my friend's PlayStation, and it had quite a lot of interesting customization. It was a little bit not great, but it was a nice idea, and you could design your superhero, and it was a little bit like World of Champions, which was also kind of a terrible online game. But I feel that which would be a great like online game, but people just aren't doing it right.
Yeah. I think in theory, James, I'll come to you first. You go first.
I was just going to say, the thing that kept me... I mean, I didn't play it for too long, but the thing that kept me playing was kind of the transport powers. I used to love running just as fast, like the Flash, just...
I mean, there was sort of my favorite. I preferred flying. I thought flying was my favorite thing. I just enjoyed flying throughout sort of Metropolis. I think was my base island. I just don't think they've quite got the formula right. They've got the great ideas in there. They've just not figured out how to make them viable long-term games where you can still enjoy the game after you get over that initial thing of cool, I'm a superhero, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's also Marvel Heroes, which is the new Marvel equivalent of DC Universe Online, where you actually play as established Marvel heroes, and you sort of unlock the characters one by one, and you can switch and have a party. It's an interesting idea,
But surely you get like 100 Captain Americas running around and 100 Hulks, and
that is essentially what happens because there's only 5 characters available at the start of the game, and those are Hawkeye, Storm, Elektra, 2 others who I can't remember. Anyway,
those are terrible characters.
they're not the best characters, but yeah, we'll be coming back to this shortly. We're going to have another track now, and then we'll be talking some more about licensed superhero video games, and we'll have a competition,
Yay.
which is exciting. So here is Cruel Intentions. Simian Mobile Disco featuring Beth Ditto there, Cruel Intentions, that song is called. Today's song is brought to you by our producer, Rob. These are some of his personal choices, so I think this is a nice opportunity just to thank Rob for putting the show together every week. He does a wonderful job.
Yes, he does.
Let's move on to Alex, who's got the roundup of how we're doing so far on Play Us Out.
So far, we are in with the Batman and Robin movie theme with 0 votes, Short Skirt Long Jacket with 1 vote, and Halo with 4 votes.
I knew that Short Skirt Long Jacket was going to be an obscure... It's this week's Yub Nub. Let's put it that way. It's this week's Yub Nub.
At least Yubnub got a vote, I think.
Let's try and get some more votes for my song, and hopefully a vote for James's song.
And more votes for me, because mine is clearly the best choice.
Somebody just vote. I'll be embarrassed if nobody votes.
At all. I mean, it is a terrible
If I
film.
get
You
one
can't blame
vote,
people.
then I'll be happy because one person wanted to hear my song.
Let's talk about this year's biggest superhero game so far. Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Ah, yes.
Available on Xbox 360, Wii U, and PS3.
And iOS.
And iOS, a slightly different version.
Slightly different version, and I prefer it.
Okay,
And I'll go
Alex.
into why in a moment. But first I'm going to say that Injustice, the console version, very fun, interesting story, standard beat 'em up, really, unfortunately. But it's fun to see Superman punching people.
As we have established, Alex, I'm not very good at Injustice, am I?
No.
No.
But I'm the best.
I enjoyed more watching the whole story on YouTube. Because I think it's when you watch story clips from a video game, often you miss a lot because you'll miss a lot of information that happens within a level. But in this, all you know that's happened is there's been a fight and someone's won, and you see that. So it essentially works in its own right as a movie about. In case you don't know, the plot of Injustice is sort of, correct me if I'm wrong here, Alex. The Joker convinces, he tricks Superman. He poisons Superman
Into killing Lois Lane and everyone and
everyone.
Metropolis.
And a bunch of them get sucked into an alternate universe where everything is terrible.
Because Superman killed everyone.
And
enslaved everyone. This is such a common plotline in comic books as well. It's unbelievable. Superman
an old
goes
reliable
crazy
though.
and enslaves everybody.
James, have you played Injustice at all?
I haven't. No.
Maybe maybe I should play you, and then
It sounds pretty good.
Do you like sort of Mortal Kombat and that sort of stuff, like those, like beat 'em ups?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a game at some point, and I can actually beat someone who's not played it and just kind of feel good about it. The iOS version, though, you say?
The iOS version, much simpler, no storyline, very, very addictive, though. it feels like a much more participatory kind of Farmville thing. So you have to wait for energy to come back and stuff, but you do get to have
And
a
it looks
roster of
great.
characters. Yeah,
It looks gorgeous for a iOS game.
Yeah, all the characters have individual stats, which is really nice. Which I think the beat 'em up missed because everyone has to be on a level playing field. The rest is fair.
Well, the idea is in the console version that everyone's been injected with kryptonite. Is that right?
Yeah, Krypton DNA.
Krypton DNA. That's it. Sorry.
Whereas in this, everyone is themselves, and therefore Superman is the most powerful.
And Green Arrow never wins.
Green Arrow is great. I love Green Arrow in the game. He's my favourite character to play. You saw me spamming the arrow attacks from across
I've
the
seen
map.
you spamming the arrow attacks. Let's move on to Deadpool. How do we feel about Deadpool as a character, first of all?
I love Deadpool.
James?
Love.
I don't know too much about him. I've seen him all over the place. People are going to be like, "What? How do you not know who Deadpool?" I know what he looks like. I know who he is, but all I've seen on is just stuff over the internet, like he's a troll or something.
Essentially, that's what he is.
Does he have attitude? Is that?
Yeah,
He has a
he's
big-
kind of trying to be a good guy at the moment, though.
He's for the uninitiated. The main thing you need to know about Deadpool is that he is a comic book character who is aware that he's a comic book character.
Right. Yes.
And therefore, his entire existence is to kind of self-referentially poke fun at comic books about how they work. And he's sort of that meta character.
Is he quite like a violent person?
He's very violent.
I just read a comic book.
So
and
he's a cross between Spider-Man, Rorschach, and Freakazoid.
Yes,
exactly. That's wonderful.
There you go. If you don't know anything about Deadpool, James has summed it up for you perfectly.
Unless you
there.
don't know who Freakazoid is, that's a little bit obscure.
If you don't know who Freakazoid is, then I'm disappointed.
I love
Go and
Freakazoid.
search for Freakazoid on YouTube. Right.
That's my play us out next week.
What, the Freakazoid theme tune?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hold you to it. Deadpool, the video game. Now, it's not a good video game.
No.
I downloaded it, didn't have much fun with it. Nolan North, who is a very well-known video game voice actor, he's pretty good in it. There's a bit, a very self-referential bit in the game where Deadpool calls Nolan North and says, "Hey man, we're putting together a Deadpool game. Do you want to do the voice?" And he's like, "Yeah man, that'd be really cool. I'd really like to do that." and that's great. I mean, I love that. I love Nolan North. Unfortunately, it's not a very good game. It's it's misogynistic to the point of the joke not being funny. It's supposed to be a sort of a light-hearted poke at the fact that comic books have sort of had a tendency to be a little bit misogynistic, and instead what it does is it just completely adheres to that rather than sort of lightly poke fun at it. The combat's not very good. It doesn't look great. It's kind of a shame because it sets out to do so much, but ultimately it just ends up being another rather average video game, which is kind of funny in a way.
Interesting ideas, like his yellow thought boxes. There's a bit where you solve a jumping puzzle with them.
Yeah, you jump on his
and
thought boxes.
And that's kind of what I was hoping for from the game, but it was very disappointing otherwise.
I would say for real diehard Deadpool fans, it's worth checking out because it has all those sort of quirks of Deadpool. But maybe not for everyone else. Very quickly, let's talk about two games that one I've played and I love very much, and another that I'm very much looking forward to. The first one is Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes,
which we love.
James, have you played this game?
I've played Lego Batman,
but not the second one.
Not the second one.
I like Lego Batman.
It's a good game, but it's not as good.
It's not as good as Lego Batman 2. I think Lego Batman 2 is the only game apart from Superman Returns that makes you feel like Superman.
Yeah, you fly as Superman, and it actually plays the John Williams.
And it plays the John Williams music.
Wow. We do this every week, actually, don't we?
We've done this week for week. And of course, Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is a game that shouldn't really exist but does, is coming out in November, I think, or October. Unfortunately, we're running out of time a little bit here. But what we'll do is we'll post some information on the Facebook page about Lego Marvel Superheroes in case you don't know anything about it, and you can see some great videos. You can also play as Stanley. I'm just going to throw that out there, which for me is pretty impressive. But keep your messages coming in rather. We'd still like to hear from you, but now we're going to do a fun part of the show. We're going to do the competition.
The Geek Show on CSR 97.4.
Okay, so
have a pen.
Alex needs a pen.
Yay! I got
Alex has a pen.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So today's quiz is superhero TV and movie themes. Some of them are easy. Some of them are not easy. So it's as simple as that. All you got to do is write down the name of the film or TV show it's from. If you get all 10 correct, you'll get something. We'll figure out something.
I need a drink.
Yeah, something like that. If you're playing at home, let us know how you do. This is one you kind of can't really cheat on because it's not like you can Google Notes or anything like that. Like you can't go, what is this? So it's a bit easier and it's a bit more difficult in a way than last week's World's End quiz. But anyway, here we go. Let's play the first track. I personally think this is an easy one. Remember, we need the movie or film or TV show title.
I know this.
Oh, Alex gets it and nearly says a swear word in the process.
Yeah, you caught me though. I managed to not though. That was hard. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't remember which one it is though.
Right, moving on to the second one. I think this is an easy one.
Do we have to reference the specific film or?
You can name. There's two films that this can possibly be from, so you can have it if you get either of them. But it would be weird if you got one but not the other one. Let's keep going. 2 for 2?
Yeah, kinda.
No.
I haven't got specifics, but
Okay. Right. This is a great one.
yes, I know this. But now I'm confused about the first one.
Okay.
Should I be?
No. Hope you're all doing very well at home, by the way. Keep playing.
I love this show, by the way. This is one of my favourite shows.
Don't help them out.
I'm not helping them out. I just love the show.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Do you not? You know, fathom a guess. It's got to be something within the range of superheroes.
Right.
I think this is possibly my favourite movie soundtrack. That's not John Williams. I absolutely adore the soundtrack to this movie. Alex, you're putting the hands in the air, but you look like you've got an idea.
I have. I recognise it. That's the thing.
Did you hazard a guess?
I'm about to.
Okay, well, we're moving on to the next one now, so... Now, this is a very... I would have thought this was one of the more obvious ones.
Definitely.
I can't remember which one it is.
If you can name any of... If you just put down generally which one it is...
Okay.
Then I'll give you the point.
I guess I'm kind of... I keep kind of spoiling it, because now
You
they know
do.
this is a thing with
You're
multiple
ruining my
films.
quiz, Alex.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Right, if you don't get this one, you're banned from listening to the Geek Show.
My
I'm just
pen's
throwing it
running
out there. Well,
I thought you said it was superheroes.
who's superheroes?
I think from Care Bears, isn't it?
What?
Oh, he's making a joke.
Oh, he's making a funny.
No, cheers.
Does this actually sound like the music from Care Bears?
No, I don't know why. I just had that image in my head.
Okay, I may be out of the competition because my pen ran out.
Okay, write them down on your computer, and then I'll get your result.
It's
He's
working
lost.
again,
It's working.
but kind of like
It's come back
you can
to
see
life.
the rough indentation of where I've been writing.
This one gets me pumped. Like, I think if I ever went to the gym, this is the sort of music that I would listen to. I would listen to this, and I would pump iron, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm the best.
Don't know it. Don't know it.
You can't see this in the studio unless you look on the webcam. You might be able to see this. There is nothing more amazing in the world than seeing Alex puzzled, because his face just contorts into all manner of wonderful wonderful faces.
Good thing it
Right,
didn't happen
this
often.
is the most difficult one.
Okay, I can't.
So I'm going to be quiet.
Definitely. This was almost gonna be my choice for
can't
this
hear
week's song.
Puzzled face.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, of course I do.
Is this the most effeminate superhero movie? It's just kind of a bit classical.
You will be beside yourself when you find out what that is. This one's slightly different. This one's not technically a comic book.
I know what it is.
But I watched this again recently, and I didn't realise how much of it I'd forgotten. So it was almost like I was watching it for the first time. And let me tell you, blooming brilliant.
I think I know what this is, but only based on a hunch.
And finally, this one's nice and easy.
Yeah.
This was going to be my song of the week as well.
Really?
I didn't choose it. Yeah.
I love this TV show as a kid.
Alex was briefly playing air guitar.
And I didn't want it in my head for the rest of the day, but thank you.
Well, you're welcome, good sir. Okay, so
That had one of the worst comic book characters
we
in
are
it.
going to stop the vote now. So if you're voting on Play Us Out, time is up. That's the alarm again. I love that sound. We're going to have one more track, and then we're going to come back. We're going to announce the results, and we're going to briefly sort of round up discussions for today. So here we go. Okay, so that was Jackalope was right beside you. I think that's what it is anyway. I'm just reading off the thing. Right, so we've had the quiz. Hopefully you've done well at home. We're going to do the results now. Let's see how well we did. Let's play the songs. Okay, so this one. Do we know what this one is?
I thought this was Justice League,
You think it's Justice League?
but I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Because James, it is. Do you know what it is?
No.
Oh,
Is it Batman? Animated series?
I put question mark.
okay. It's not question mark. It's not Batman. It's Avengers or Avengers Assemble.
Okay, it sounds very similar to the Justice League theme if you listen to it,
Okay,
as
well,
opposed to the Justice League Unlimited, which comes later on.
which comes
Spoilers.
later on. Spoiler alert. Okay, second we have. I mean, we all know what this is, right?
Batman.
Yes, that's
Of course it's Batman.
No, I was trying to remember what it was.
Do you have? Did you?
Yeah,
well,
I'll put down
we'll
Batman.
have the results. We'll have the results in a minute.
Does that pen work for you, Rob?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have. Spoiler alert. Well, not spoiler alert anymore.
This is a great show. Justice League Unlimited.
Would you advise people to watch this show if they've not seen
I'd
it?
also advise them to watch Justice League, the animated series, first, because that comes as a prequel to this.
Okay.
It's great.
Number 4. Rhymes with number 4, actually.
Thor.
Thor is correct. This is...
I didn't guess that though.
Oh, okay.
I just guessed the rhyme.
This is the music that plays as sort of... We sweep up through and we see Asgard for the first time. And
Right.
it's one of my favourite superhero movie moments, because I love the soundtrack, I love the visuals. I just completely bought into that, and I love that. Number 5. Right. Do we both know what this is?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
You don't know what this is?
I should do.
You should do.
I think I've written it down.
What did you write down?
Spider-Man, then.
Spider-Man is correct.
Yes, okay.
Did you both put Spider-Man?
Yeah, I put
Good.
Spider-Man.
I'm just a little bit silly, I'm sorry.
Right, okay, so this is going to be to find out whether you're actually allowed to stay on the Geek Show or not. If you didn't get this right, you have to, leave. So
Okay.
let's play the next one.
Well, I was copying James, so I put down Care Bears.
So you put down Care Bears.
My failed attempt at a joke, which doesn't make any sense. I don't even know why I said it.
I didn't really, of course it's Superman.
It is Superman, indeed it is. But, I mean, I'm going to listen to Care Bears now just to see how similar it is. Also, there will...
Just watch the Care Bears with that playing under.
Knowing the unlimited capability of creativity on the internet, there will be someone on YouTube who has done Superman Care Bears. I guarantee it.
Oh my god, that'd be cool.
Right, next up we have... do we know specifically what film this is from?
No.
I cannot remember what I put, but I don't think I knew what it was.
Can you take a guess?
No, I have no clue.
The correct answer was The Dark Knight.
Oh, I did put that. I did. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I think you're one up on me now.
Hey.
Okay, so question 8. I thought this was going to be the hardest one, but James got it instantly because it was going to be one of his play us out songs. Number 8. Let's hear it. James, do the honours.
It's the Hulk.
It is. It's the Incredible
Did
Hulk.
I write down the Hulk? Because I wrote down Hulk. I wrote down that as a guess.
Did you actually write down Hulk?
Yeah.
You totally did, so you get a point. Well done.
Winning guess.
Congratulations to anyone who got that at home, by the way, because that is, I would say, that's probably the most difficult one on this list. I'd also, I mean, apart from maybe Justice League Unlimited, but let's hear the next one. I love this theme tune. This is great. This is by one of my favourite composers, Michael Giacchino. I'll throw that out there. This is the theme from which film, guys?
Am I barking up the wrong tree? But I think it might be The Spirit.
It is not The Spirit.
Not The Spirit.
James.
The Incredibles.
It is The Incredibles.
Okay, that makes so much more sense.
Very
Because it sounded kind of the jazzy style of The Spirit.
Yeah.
Which I loved, by the way.
I think it's weird, by the way. Let's go off on a slight tangent here. I think it's weird that that there hasn't been an Incredibles 2. It seems like of all the Pixar franchises, Incredibles lends itself the most to a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe that's on the horizon.
Yeah, maybe.
And finally,
Oh, yeah, of course.
what is this?
This is X-Men.
This is X-Men, indeed it is.
Yeah.
And I tried looking for the Spider-Man theme song.
The one that's
From-
like the metalized...
The metalized
Spider-Man.
one
I
from the
love that.
90s. Unfortunately, the entire song features someone in the background going, Spider-Man,
Yeah, it does.
Spider-Man. I totally forgot about that, so I thought, well, that'd be a bit rubbish if I put
That's
that.
actually the original Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just
but, like sped up
slightly
with
different, yeah.
guitars.
I think I have the Spider-Man soundtrack, which has Aerosmith singing.
Yeah, I think I've heard that as well. Right, Rob, you've got the results.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Who is the winner of today's quiz?
Alex has got 6. James has got 7.
Where
Hey!
did that come from?
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll assess this
Oh.
I'm pretty sure some of them posts were after the time
after the
was
show.
told, but
Right, let's announce the winner of today's Play Us Out. Again, I came last with 2 points.
I never win.
What do you mean you never win?
I've never
No,
won.
that was the result for the quiz. I won
Oh,
the
that
quiz.
was the quiz. Okay,
Yeah.
you won the quiz.
Yeah, he won the quiz.
You won the quiz. That's annoying still.
James, you got 5 votes.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
You
Thank
did quite well
You
there.
made my day.
Alex, you're the winner. 6 votes
With
done.
the
with Halo.
yes,
I'm quite
so I
glad.
won that.
So congratulations to you. Right, okay, it's time to end the show, unfortunately. Thank you again for listening. It's been great. We'll see you again, same time next week. Hopefully all 3 of us will be here. Yeah, it's been good fun. So it's goodbye from Alex Manson.
Hello, goodbye.
It's goodbye from James Miller.
Goodbye. I just want to say hello to my mum, or otherwise she'll kill me. But goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me, Joe Lennon. But very, very quickly, I'd like to say goodbye to Rex. You were a lovely pet. Have a nice evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.